Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be taking this 2022 BMW X3 on a POV test drive. This one is the 2.0 turbocharged 4-cylinder. It's not the M or the M40. So this is the base, and this one is finished in Alpine White. This one does not have any packages on it. It does have a few options. It does have the dark wood oak option. It does have the panoramic sunroof, which is almost a $1,400 option. And it does have the front heated seats. They are $500 option. But let's go ahead and take this 2022 BMW X3 on a POV test drive and see how it does. Alright, so here's the interior of this 2022 BMW X3, finished in Alpine White. And as I said guys, it doesn't have any big packages, but it does have a few options like the heated front seats, a very big panoramic sunroof, and it does have the oak wood, $190 option. But let's go ahead and take this BMW X3 on a test drive and see how it does. Here is a backup camera. Backup camera resolution is alright. Doesn't have the 3D or the 360. And yeah, the interior looks alright. Nothing too crazy. Steering wheel has a very basic look to it. Seat belt tightens up, pushes me back to the seat. Alright, so driving this 2022 BMW X3. So this is the base, so it's not any M version, it's just the base 2.0 turbocharged 4-cylinder, and it doesn't have any packages, as I said. We're gonna go ahead and take this BMW X3 on the highway and we'll see how it does. So far, so good. It is very nice and quiet inside, and the suspension setup is actually very nice and soft. Let's go ahead and put this SUV in sport mode. Steering wheel becomes nice and heavy. Very nice and confident, very controlling, which I like. And it does have some nice wide tires. The size is 245/50/19, and those are the base rims. So very impressed with the width of those base rims. Again guys, it is very nice and comfortable in here. Seating position is perfect, suspension setup is amazing, and overall a very nice, comfortable SUV. I'm gonna go ahead and try another acceleration right here, because the first acceleration was very slow. It was like very sluggish. Alright, so let's go ahead and put this X3 back in comfort mode. So the acceleration is very nice and smooth, but this SUV has a good amount of power, and as I said guys, it is nice and comfortable. Barely any road noise, and that's expected from a BMW. It does have a 10.2-inch screen and a 12.3-inch gauge screen. Very nice and quiet on the highway, doing 82 miles per hour. Very smooth. Steering wheel is very direct, so it's not requiring me to move it a lot. There's a lot of SUVs and cars that will basically require you to move the steering wheel a lot. So the steering wheel is nice and heavy, and that's expected, of course, from BMW. So such a beautiful, comfortable, quiet SUV. I really love the seats, and I really like this tan interior. I think it makes the interior of this X3 nice and bright. As you guys see, it does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It does have actually wireless CarPlay, which is good. And it did take a little bit of time for me to actually connect it, but once I connected it, it never disconnected. Brakes are nice and touchy. And yeah, the pedal itself is very, very nice and touchy. So, beautiful interior. It does have heated seats. As I said, 3 stages. And the heated seats are $500 option. I really wish they were standard on this $48,000 SUV. This one is the X-Drive. That means this is the all-wheel drive. And as I said, a very nice, comfortable SUV. The steering wheel just makes it look a little bit dated. Not a big fan of it. So definitely like an older style steering wheel. 12.3-inch gauge. So when you change the drive modes, that gauge changes. Oh, those shifts are very aggressive. So for a 2.0, honestly, it does sound nice and aggressive or deep. It has a very nice deep tone. This transmission is seriously quick. Handling is alright. I feel like those tires are giving up, even though they're 245 50/19. A good amount of body lean, which is expected, but I think it's not bad for a base X3. Does have the emergency braking, does have the lane keeping assist, but it does not have the steering assist. Alright, so I completely forgot to talk about the power this BMW X3 has. So as I mentioned, it does have the 2.0 turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. This engine produces 248 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. So those numbers are actually pretty good. But because it is a luxury SUV and it's a little bit on the heavier side, it doesn't feel like it has 258 torque. But definitely the way how it delivers the power is very nice and smooth. And when you put it in sport mode, this thing shifts very quick. And the shifts basically push you back to the seat, which I like. Let's go ahead and put this thing back in sport mode, and let's go ahead and play with the transmission. Oh my god, those shifts are very, very quick. Wow, instant respond from the transmission. This is insane for a non-version, or for a non-X3, for a non-M X3. I am truly impressed with this transmission. So, I really like this X3. I think it drives nice and smooth. 248 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque are, I think, enough for this SUV. Not more than enough. I think they are good amount to pass someone or to merge on the highway. But I really wish it had a little bit more power. But I think the power it has is just fine. The steering wheel is wrapped in leather, and that's expected. It is nice and thick. Not extremely thick, but it is nice and thick. Let's go ahead and put this SUV back in sport mode. So it does go all the way down to the first gear. let's go ahead and actually see the windows. So the windows are not acoustic, they're not double pane windows, but the cabin is extremely quiet in this X3. So a good amount of delay from the turbo from a dead stop. I'm definitely gonna try brake boosting this X3, and I'm going to try to accelerate from a dead stop without brake boosting, just to see how the turbo in this X3 is. This transmission is seriously amazing. I'm in love with this transmission. It's very quick, leaving it in automatic mode or using the paddle shifters. Such a beautiful, quick, responsive transmission. So let's go ahead and put this SUV back in comfort mode. I want to go ahead and test the steering wheel. So it does change directions very quick, but it is very light. Let's go ahead and put this thing back in sport mode and test it. So definitely in both modes the steering wheel is direct, but in sport mode the SUV direction changes quicker than comfort mode. Alright, so I want to go ahead and try BMW voice command system. Hey BMW, take me to the nearest Starbucks.
I have found several destinations. Which one should I select?
3.
Perfect. Our next destination is Starbucks.
And she even says perfect. All right, let's go ahead and end the navigation. End navigation.
I've ended the guidance.
Very nice responsive system, and it's very, very quick and super smooth. So I really like that. So last week I was in a Genesis GV60. I tried their system and it was very slow, but I felt like it had BMW system, the way how it responded when I activated it, and overall the feeling of it was just like a BMW voice command system. But anyways, this system is nice and responsive, and I really, really like it. So I want to go ahead and brake boost this X3 and see how it does. It is in sport mode. So left foot on the brake and the right foot is going to be on the gas, and then I let go of the brake pedal, and we'll see how this X3 will do. The shifting is insane, and this thing pushed me back to the seat. I honestly did not expect it to be like this, but all I have to say is wow. So definitely very quick from a dead stop with brake boosting. Let's go ahead and try the brakes. Brake pedal feels nice and touchy, as I said, and everything about this SUV is perfect except the interior. I think the interior just looks a little bit old. I can't even close this lid right here because the USB is covering it. There's 2 cup holders. As I said, there is this sunroof. Once the turbo kicks in, this thing just goes. So it is fun, and and it is responsive, but I really wish that the engine had a little bit more power. Let's go ahead and open this sunroof. Very, very big, and I think BMW did a great job with the design from the outside. I think the headlights, tail lights, and the design overall just looks very good from the outside. And it does look like a baby X5, but yeah, I'm seriously impressed with the design, and overall it's such a great SUV. I hope you guys enjoyed this review of this 2022 BMW X3. I would like to thank Brittany and BMW of North Haven, Connecticut, for providing me this BMW X3. If you guys are around, if you guys are interested, make sure to come check them out. I'm going to go ahead and put the information and link in the bottom of this video. And if you guys would like to see more videos like this, please subscribe because it does help a lot. And as always, I'll see you next time.